What is happening, everybody? Welcome. It is Tuesday. We've had some good sales. Only eight sales, but good sales. So anxious to share those with you guys. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday so far. It's been busy for me. I've upgraded after 15 years of having the same TV. So we finally upgraded, and I'm in the process of figuring out how to get my bracket right because it's not fitting quite right with the old bracket. So anyway, so I've been tackling that this morning, but I got to get to packing and shipping. So here I am. I got to get this knocked out. The mailman already came through, and I asked him if he could stop or if he could circle back, and he said absolutely. So I got to get this stuff knocked out so I can get him what he needs, so my customers can get what they need, and then I'm going to get back to tackling the TV. And then there's that. So, by the way, my name is Joe, and I've been reselling for like 8 years full time, and I've been on eBay since 2000, long time. So, been around a while. Definitely have some things to share. Hopefully, you guys can get few things out of me that'll help you along your journey. And if you have anything to share with me, any critiques or any things, I can certainly. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm just your regular Joe trying to make it happen. So that's what we got going on here. That's what the channel's about. So we're going to share some sales. I may throw a story or two in. I don't know. I do have a quick nugget. If you ever have a Dreamcast VMU, by the way, if you ever come across the Dreamcast VMUs, when I replace the batteries in them, and you have to make sure you go through the setup process and then hit sleep, or else it kills the battery. I didn't realize that. I figured it just eventually just went to sleep. So there's a nugget there. So there you go. We just killed some batteries. Killed some batteries. What's that about? There it goes. All right. Well, we're just gonna not worry about that. They can deal with it. I think you got to make it plug it in while you're setting it up. I don't know. But anyway, so let's go over some sales. I do have the computer set up for those that have not hung out before. I just got this set up. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be using it yet because, as I mentioned yesterday, and I guess this is part of the story time, I've noticed my average sales price has gone up. I don't know whether it's just, well, I'm looking for, bigger items, I guess, so that does help. But at the end of the day, my average sales price has gone up. So, like, between yesterday and today, I had 8 sales, totaling... what was the total? $659.29. Now that's with shipping, and I do have this big thing to ship, which is a big Bose speaker. But man, between yesterday and today, it blew up. So I'm gonna put in the post. eBay's blown up. Let's go. But it ebb and flows, man. It ebb and flows. 10 days ago when I was doing a video, it was like, man, where's the sales at? And had my lowest deposit and since for like 9 months, and so now here we are already starting off this week with some heavy hitting. So part of that is actually some remnants from yesterday as well, because it doesn't all deposit. Some of it is pending, so not all of that's actually from oh no, actually that's 1 through 8 orders. That's the 8 orders for today. Yeah, that's okay. Well, never mind. So that is the 8 orders, 659.28. So 1 through 8. So let's show off the orders. I didn't think it was that much. We may have to count that. I don't think that's right. Maybe that's... No, it's not 600. Oh, well, I guess with shipping, because this thing costs like almost $100 to ship. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to give you what I see as far as just the sales cost. 30, 25, 70, 100, 280, 380, 390. Okay, 480 and 40, 480, 520. Okay, so that may be right with all the shipping, yeah, because like I said, this is almost $100 to ship this. So wow, okay. It does say 1 through 8. I don't know. I'm just the average Joe, man. Sometimes I get blown away myself. Okay, so we'll go over the orders. Nothing. I don't feel like anything crazy sold, but a lot of good stuff sold. Higher dollar valued items. So right off the bat, this sold the VMU for $30 plus shipping, and again, I do put the new battery in it, so there's that. So that went at 30 plus shipping. So this speaker, let me go ahead and show off the speaker real quick. So, oh, this bad boy is so heavy. I may have to take a trip to there it is. So it's a Bose Cinemax Cinemate You know, I picked this up, I think for 20 bucks, and it had the receiver and the 2 speakers. The receiver I think sold for like 80 or something like that. So I was good. This has been sitting since last yard sale season, but it sold for 25 plus shipping. It is going to California, so yeah, that's where they paid a lot in shipping on that. It was like almost $70 in shipping for them. So I might be able to cut a little bit to save me a little bit of shipping on this and make a few extra dollars. But anyway, next thing sold was, and the way I would do that, just for folks that are wondering, I would just use UPS instead of the post office. For something this big, I may already have UPS plugged in there, but the UPS rates are high, and then we get the discount, obviously, through eBay. So should do pretty well, make a few bucks on shipping on that as well. But anyway, Indigo GameCube controller. I actually switch out the thumb pads on these. So those thumb pads are pretty janky. I swap those out, I open it up, I clean it up, make it nice and clean, nice and good. And I command a premium out of them, $35 plus shipping on that. So Indigo, let's see, Indigo Game Boy Advance sold for $90 plus shipping. Same thing, I open it up, clean it up, make sure it's nice and, well, actually I didn't open this one up because this one was clean. But I do sanitize them and everything and get them nice and clean and looking good, test them out. So that sold for $90 plus shipping. This goes back, if y'all were watching the other video about those HTC, those parts for the HTC that sold for $400. Well, this is the joysticks I told you guys about, the little joystick guys for the HTC VR thing that I sold. So I pieced it out, basically. Instead of selling it as a bundle, I pieced it out. I felt I could get more out of it by doing it that way, which sometimes you can, sometimes it doesn't make sense, and sometimes it does. You just gotta, on the front end, or do that research and determine if it's better to just part it out or bundle it all together. In this case, $110. $110. I had it up for $130, $110 plus shipping. I took an offer, so there you go. There's that. I think I was in on the whole VR thing like $100 anyway, so I still have another one of those plus the headset. Let's see, Nintendo DS. This sold this morning. A little janky on the inside. It looks good and clean, but on the inside, it's got the stylus with it as well. I make sure I get all. I buy packages of styluses. I actually buy a lot of stuff that I get regularly like that, and have it on hand. So like the sensor bars for like Wii is an example. Is another example. The expansion packs, or the not the expansion pack, but the regular N64 pack, not the expansion port, anyway, whatever the other one is, the one that came with it originally. I got a lot of extras of those because I ended up swapping those out for the red expansion packs. That's the actual one I'm looking for. But anyway, so it works. The screen is a bit jacked up and the hinge is a little jacked up, a little wobbly, but sold for $40. Obviously, you got to list all that. Make sure you tell everybody when you're listing that those things are obviously not quite right, so that way they're not mad when they get it. Disney Princess GBA sold for $11, free shipping on that one. And then another big hit for between yesterday and today is a PS4 with the camo controller. PS4, I do the slims, so I look at these on Marketplace. For folks that don't watch or haven't watched before, whenever I do Marketplace deals, I typically hunt for Switches and PS4s. The reason is I'm in a military town. It seems like they're pretty abundant. I would imagine they're abundant pretty much everywhere though on Marketplace, but they resell well on eBay, and you can usually pick up a PS4, the slim PS4. I believe this one is a 1 terabyte, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I can look at the listing and tell you. It is 1 terabyte. So sold for $180 plus shipping, and it's clean. I mean, I gotta wipe it down because it is pollen season and there's pollen on everything, unfortunately. But and then the camo controller, and then I pair it up with the HDMI cable, the controller charging cable, and then of course your power cable. So have everything nice and bundled, nice and neat. Wiped everything down, cleaned everything up. So again, $180. I usually pick those up for $100 to $120. but it usually has like 2 or 3 controllers. It usually has some games with it as well. So normally in the deal, let's just go on the high side, I pick it up for 120. My end cost typically is around 80-ish normally when I sell off, or 60-ish, maybe even less once I sell the other stuff off. So, and what I mean by that is I buy it, let's say it comes with 5 games, right? Just average games, maybe $10 games or $5 to $10 games, right? And it comes with just 2 controllers, let's just say. All right, well, the system, as you can see with 1 controller and just the cords, 180, right? And then another controller, they sell for 20, so that would put you to 200. And then the 5 games, you can either bundle them up with this and actually get more out of this. Maybe you get 220 out of this if you bundle it with games. Or you can sell those games off little by little and, you know, get $5 to $10 off of each of those games. You might get a $10, $20 pop depending on the bundle that you end up picking up. But ultimately, let's just say you bundle it because there was no pops in it, no real big things. So those 5 games you just throw in here. Then this goes to 220. Then your extra controller puts you up to 240. And that's a pretty basic bundle, right? 240. Well, I typically go in on those for 100 to 120. So, you know, you do the math. If I'm in at 240-ish, now minus fees, we'll say 220, 210, 220, somewhere in there, 215, give or take. And I'm in about, you know, 1 to 120. You know, you're making about $100 a pop, give or take, 80, 90, you know, 90-ish, give or take, $90 a pop. So it's not bad. I mean, to take a trip up the road, to do a deal, you know, hand over some cash. One thing to remember is cash is just a tool. That's one thing I try to remember and to tell myself, like, you know, I try to remember, like, I have like hoarder mentality. So like, I want to just collect, you know, stuff and money and just hang on to it. But money's a tool, man. Like, as I've gotten older, and maybe some of you young folks, and maybe even some of you older folks, you know, just you got to realize that if you have some money sitting around, you know, you can flip it and turn it and make more. It just becomes a tool to do that. That's all money becomes, because it's, yes, you got to pay for this and pay for that, but if you're constantly turning money into more money, it's just a tool. So when I see something like, for example, the other day, it was a higher item, but I knew it was a fast selling item. So I went high on a Bose headset. I think I mentioned this in another video, for $500. I didn't want to spend $500 on it. I didn't want to do that deal because it was so much money. It was like, man, for one item, what if it doesn't work? What if? But felt it was a good move, because I feel I can get 700 out of it pretty quick. Now it's been on eBay for 3 days. I've got like 5 watchers on it. Maybe I've had several offers in the range of 450 to 550. I may take 650 for it and make a quick $100. You know, I mean, that's, you know, within a week, because I'm going to sell that thing. I can promise you I'll even throw an offer out if I need to for 650 just to get it going. But it'll be a quick flip to another $100. Now, granted, you know, I don't typically want to put out 500 to do that, but it all goes back to, it's just a tool, man. It's just a tool. So if I see something out there that I know I can flip, then I'm going to grab it. I'm going to buy it. It doesn't matter what the cost is. And then I'm going to find a way to pay for it so I can, execute on the deal and make more dollars out of those dollars that I just put out. It's a tool. Money's a tool. Anyway, I forget where I heard that from. And the more and more I thought about that, and the more I start doing deals and seeing how it flows and comes and goes, it's like, man, it's absolutely, that's nail on the head, man. Nail on the head. So hopefully that's a nugget for you to, if you stuck with me this long, to think about. You know, I'm not the best at articulating stuff, and I know I and ah a lot, but at the end of the day, I think you kind of get where I'm coming from with that. That's you know, money's a tool, man. Especially, you know, if you're at a point where you're not, you know, if you're struggling for every dollar, reselling's a great way to go. And then, you know, it will free up. It'll you know, it's, you can go a long way with $10. You can go a long way, and it may take time, but it may get, you know, believe it or not, you can go a long way with $10. Just going yard sailing and starting that wheel slow. I watched several folks on YouTube that just do videos, just dedicating their videos to that, showing how you can take $10 and flip it into thousands, basically. It can be done. It's a hustle. It is a hustle, and you gotta, it's work, and it's all, you know, how much you want to put into it. But at the end of the day, you know, this allows me the freedom to do, like, later I'm just going to run, grab some lunch. I got the kids, they're going to roll in the car with me. We're going to grab a bite to eat. I'm going to drop off probably this big Bose speaker, and that's it, man. You know, I'm going to, in my days, I got to go upstairs and do some more of the work for my other business. But it's all pretty, you know, it's all, it does kind of suck sometimes because you're working intertwines with your life. But I could be gone for 50 hours a week and be just out of here and be giving all that effort to somebody else to benefit somebody else's pocket. So at the end of the day, this is what I choose to do, and I enjoy it. So hopefully you get a little out of it. That's what it's all about. Those were the sales. That's what's the story. Money's a tool. That's all I got for you today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're at 15 minutes. That's about where I want to be. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe if you liked anything you heard or just enjoyed hanging out here for a few. Please make sure you subscribe. That would be amazing. Good way to show support. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you what sells tomorrow, man. Stay tuned.